Okay, we are recording. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the onboarding. I'm super excited to be here. Like always, every Saturday. It's one of my favorite days. I don't know why. But I love the onboarding, and then obviously later after that we do the second part is the pay plan. But anyway, let's go first through the onboarding. Onboarding, basically, I go through the website where you have all the information that you need to make sure that you are have the tools for building the business. Many of those tools are also in different places in our back office. It's just that they are easier to find in our website because we have links several places. And also, it have the what you have to do in order to start your business. And we are going to share my screen a second, and I will be showing you that. Okay. And I know many of you have seen this 1,000 times, but sometimes the more you see it, the more excited it is. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Okay. Move this here. Okay, this is our website. It's ourlegacymakers.com. The reason I like to show it all the time because on the onboarding, because here's all the information that you basically need to start your business. Now you start on your first page. It's very simple. Get started right. And by the way, if you click on the link up there that say getting started, it takes you to the same place because it's actually this site. We have different things. For example, we have the getting started kit or letter. This letter is so important to copy, download it into your computer, and send it to people every time you sponsor somebody, even if they are customers. Even the customers don't have the same access that we have, but it's important that they see the support that we have behind. I mean, when I say behind the curtains, actually, what we have it for them, not only for people that are brand ambassadors, but also for customers. This is a real cool letter to go through. We did a training, and you want to go to the training on the letter this past Monday, you can go through the training that we went through this letter. But basically, it's so important because the company sent them a letter, a welcome letter too, but we want to send something that goes specific for certain links. The letter has many of the same links that you see here on this side. As a matter of fact, one of them, how to set up your smart chip. The next one is how to download your Tree app. And I have to say, you have to make sure you download this and use the app. It's an amazing app. It's very simple to use. There are many companies out there that they're selling apps, and some of them are really good, some of them are terrible, but they are not specific for Tree. My goal is to people to make sure that we see this app, how we can use it. You can do so many ways. We have trainings on the app that you can see in the back of it in our website, and also other training that the company has done also on the app. It's an amazing tool. Then we have the Shout community. The Shout community, let me click here. You can get in two ways. You can, if you are with your cell phone, you just point your camera here. And if you are not, then you can click for the link here. And also there is a video tutorial that give you an idea how that works, why we have Shout. We don't use it as much as I would like to, but it's something that is going to change. We want to change after convention. Then we have the back office tour because you want to know more about your back office and how to set up your Tree wallet. The Tree wallet is so important, of course, because that's where the way that you are getting paid. Business training, team calendar, and then product education. Now, product education is there not for you to learn word by word. Everything is just to know what information is, because you have to learn is about the results, about the benefits that you are having, that other people are having. This product education is just going deeper into everything. Talks about Tree, Dr. Dan's interviews too. We see the studies, all the studies. Here we see different videos by Dr. Dan, different interviews that we have on Wellness Wednesday. You have access to some of these things also in your app. There's an invite there, a link for the Wellness Wednesday. And for those of you that are brand new, these are interviews that we have with different health professionals. And I think once a month, Dr. Dan is there. We have videos about our plant research in Thailand. And then we had the information about the products with all the information. For example, let's start with the first one. We have the Vitalite here. If somebody's asking for ingredients, you just copy this link and then send it to them. You can do it from your app. That's better because when you send it from your app, it's why it's so important that you watch the video of the app and the training that you have for the app, because you can send information and you know when the person that you are sending it to, they are watching it. They have a clinical dossier, and this is mostly for people that want to go deep into the rabbit hole and understand chemistry or things like that. Let me tell you why, because it goes into studies, very heavy studies that I started reading some of this a while ago, and I say, holy cow, that's too complex for me, but this is ideal for health professionals or people that like to read this stuff and they know how to read it, because it's not only to like to be, because these are scientific studies. And this is only the Vitality, and you see we have pages, 29 pages here, 29 pages of information. Somebody said, gee, that's so hard to learn. Well, I started, first of all, you don't have to know about this. Why? People say, well, is there any evidence about the different nutrients that we have? Sure, let me send it to you, but you don't have to know it. This is so cool, and every product has it. The Vitalite is the longest one because we have so many nutrients there that has a lot of the different studies. But all the products have the dossier, excuse me, clinical dossiers, and the fact sheet, as you see here. Also, let me go all the way down here. We have the manufacturing certification. Some people say, well, how do I know where they are manufactured? You just click here and you have all the certifications and the places where we are making the products. That's here in Texas and also in Salt Lake City. We have two different places where we manufacture. And we have all the studies, we have product usage, a PDF with all the products, etc., etc., etc. This is so cool, but not to learn it by heart, because again, you had to go into science to learn to know a lot of this. But this is powerful, just to know that it is there, and we have it in different places, and we have it also in a prospecting form. The business training is actually what you want to do. The business is very simple. It has 5 steps, actually 4 steps. But we have a 5th because the 5th will be onboarding. But the first one is make your list. That's step 1. The second one, connect and invite. Step 2. The 3rd, presenting the opportunity. The 4th, follow up. And the last one is onboarding. That basically when somebody come in, you make sure that the person is onboarding. But these are the basic steps. One of the cool things that they have links here. The first thing that you do is create your names and share your story. And then when you click on these links, for example, I don't know why it does that sometimes. It doesn't make sense. I want to say my computer, it jumped down. Oh, anyway, let me go back up. Oh, okay. And all this, now it's working. For example, share your story, tell you how to set up your story. And we have videos, by the way, that go through the story, how to set up your story, how to tell people, and that way make it simple. As a matter of fact, we are going to be adding the video to this. Connecting and inviting. We have the connect and inviting scripts. We have quick talking points. We have the forms that you have. For example, this is an example of the forms. So the 3 steps: connecting, presenting, and follow up. That's you make the list and then you connect, present, and follow up. And this is the people that it's a daily list, as here say, daily practice. Okay, and we are going to go into that in a second because there is someplace else. Step 3, and by the way, all this you're doing it with your upline, all those things. You want to make sure that you are doing it with your mentor, your upline, because he or she is helping you to go through all this. We have the presenting tools here. We have how to book personal Zooms. Here's an example. Click here with us. This is if you want to talk to us. With the first one, virtual launch, is a 45 minutes virtual launch that we can do for you at the beginning, and that way you learn how to do it. Or you can also set up one with the person that brought you into the business, and that way you see how to do the business. The next one is a connect. If you want to discuss or talk about something else that has to do is related to the business, obviously. The step 4 is follow-up, and it says follow-up with a mentor. follow-up is simple. After the person see the information, that could be a presentation, online presentation, could be a face-to-face presentation, it could be a video. Then you do it with a mentor. However, we have here the different scripts and even scripts of how to overcome objections. But it has the script, what you say when you call the person, for example. This is an example. And then it talks about how to take the order, how to close the deal. It's very simple. Here it is, business close. What do you like the most? What else do you like? On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about how much would you like to earn per month? How many hours you can invest? You see, question, very simple. We want to make sure that this is a closing. And when you follow that, first of all, it's important you follow that, because many times you call somebody to do follow-up and you don't know what to say. And you say, what do you think? That's the worst question that you can ask. Because if the person is right now at that moment when you call was doing something else or is thinking about a challenge that they have or something like that, the answer is not going to be the one that you want. It's so important that you follow the script. And then, of course, the onboarding, that's what we are doing today. Send the welcome letter, onboarding, inviting people to hear, seeing any of the recordings that we have on onboarding. This is an evolving things, by the way. We are going to make, there are going to be new things at convention and after convention, not right away after. We are going to be working on some things that are for the onboarding that's going to make it even simpler. But this is basically what it is, the onboarding. However, what is the rest of the information? For example, here we say business resources. This is where you have all the resources that you need to launch your business. Let me go here. Interesting, when we go here, we are going to go again to this page. Ta-da! You see, we have it in a few places. And here, because again, this is the way that you are launching your business. You go through all this and show you how to launch your business. Very simple. Okay. Let me get out of here. Tools for presenting. Okay, we have the tool to presenting. And these are where we have the different ways, recorded messages, personal virtual, tools from your app. I mean, we have all the information here of the different tools that you are going to be using for presenting. And here there are some full product and business presentation, and then these are favorite presentations. And every couple of months we change them. We are going to be updating, obviously, Dr. Dan, because the new product is coming. This is after convention. We are sure we are going to have a nice presentation with him talking about it. But anyway, let me go back. Okay, order form. I would recommend you to have several of these printed out. And this is basically what you assign the person up. You take the order, name, etc. It has here say, well, you are on the follow-up call and I have asked the closing questions and have overcome objections. Please fill out this information. This is the one, many people, what they do, they say, okay, you are in a Zoom, they say, let's click right now in Zoom and get in. But if they have a challenge going into the website, for some reason, internet or the computer, or they are confused trying to do it, that can cause some challenges. I prefer to take the information and then I show them later how I put it on the computer. And that way they learn. But here you tell all the information, the packages that they want, etc. They're very, very simple. And this is our form. This is not the company form. We set up this form because it's simple. A tracking form. This is super important. You're in the business and important that you track it. For those of you in any job or any business, they have to keep track of what they are doing. And that happened to us. For example, first you have to have the names list, create names list. And that's what will create your project 100, your first people that you add, the top that you have in the list, the top 10 that you want to connect first, notes. And then this is a memory jogger that actually help you. Okay, for example, obviously your father and mother, grandparents, children, brothers, sisters, etc., relatives, people that you know, people address list, every person. Because sometimes we can't think in anybody, maybe just in a couple of people. But this, when you use this, you're going to come up with a list bigger than 100 people. When I started in this business in 1992, I didn't know how too many people in the US because I came from South America. I knew some, mostly from the church and some neighbors. when the person that was my upline, actually, he was not really good, my first upline. He didn't know what to do. But then I found out in the book that you have to write a list of 1,000 people. Imagine, we talk about 1,000. And I start writing names and names and names. I think, holy cow, do I know 1,000? At the end, I ended with a list of over 250 people. Some of them I didn't remember the full name, but I had the information and I start connecting with them. It's interesting that uh, I I never went through the whole list when I started making money because I was finding other ways to get people, and some people never got to the list. Some people probably they were not supposed to be in the list. I don't know. But eventually, as soon as I started going through all the list, I started getting leaders. I found my first leader, then my second lead. My first leader was my boss. Well, that was the first person that I sponsored. This is interesting. But my boss, that was one of the 3 jobs I had when I started. And then my second leader came from a guy that he was a chef in a restaurant. My third leader came from a guy that I met in a flea market. My fourth leader was somebody from the church. Eventually, somebody from the church joined. And he was I think he was an engineer. I don't remember right now at the top of my head. And then there were those 4. And my fifth leader was a hotel restaurant owner. I didn't know him. I got totally calling him. And he became actually the fastest growing group in my team. Not just because actually he sponsored 2 people that became monsters growing. But they were coming from my list, and I was always adding people to the list because remember, I didn't know everybody. I didn't know a lot of people when I started. This is so important. It's an exercise that it's important to do. And remember, we are starting a serious business. This business is serious. You can earn a 6-figure or 7-figure per year and create it in a residual way. In other words, get to the point one day that you could be making 50, 100,000, 200,000, $1 million a year or more in a residual way coming every year. Do I know if this kind of business works? Well, we earned millions of dollars in the past, and we are in a company that have way better products, much more aggressive pay plan. And that's why I see the future tremendously. And you're going to see in the presentation about the pay plan why it's super excited. But anyway, this form is very important. I'm going to jump to the third one, the level up tracker. And this is really cool. This form, I had to make a new form. I told my wife, because my wife and I separate. We are creating different lists for the next month. Anyway, you write 30 people that you know that you are going to connect. Now, 15 of them are going to look at the information. Of course, you write the ones that are going to or go to see the information. And usually from 15 people that look at the whole information, when I mean a whole presentation or a whole video presentation, could be a recording, could be live, then usually the rule of thumb, 5 enroll. Now, it could be sometimes if you're starting out, maybe it's not as good. Probably it will be only 2 or 3 or 1. But this improved with time, or could be even better because if you have great connection with those 15 people. I've seen people that they talk to 15 people and they sponsor 15 people, literally. That's because they have a good connection with these people and they respect them. But the rule of thumb is usually 1 in 3 people that have seen the whole information. Not the 30 from the 30 people. From 30 people, it's about 18%. But it's from the people that you are connecting. And this form is so important. And again, look at this. It has the memory jogger at the end and the second page. This for me is the second most important. The most important is the first one that you're writing all the 100 names. But this one is the one that you are going to have every day when you are, or every week or once a month. The goal is to get to once a month to have a list like this, and you're doing this every month. And one day you're going to be sponsoring 5, 10, 15, 20 people per month. By the way, you don't need tons of people in order to be successful, but you need 2 people that goes crazy. But in order to find those 2 people, probably you have to go to at least 50 people that you sponsor or more. But these are people that not product people that are just buying the product. I'm talking about people that they say, you know what? Yeah, I would like to make money. I looked at, or would like to extra money, or really to make this my main income. Oh yeah, I want to make huge money. Some people just want to make an extra two, three, $500 a month. But some people, they say, I want to go all the way. What is the max that I can make? And you say, well, there's no max, whatever you can think. But this form is so important. Then we have other forms. I'm going to go through all of them. But for example, the weekly planner goal, I like this one because I forget that every time I click, it download it. I don't know. But anyway, and then here is all, it's like basically it's like a planner. If you have a planner, by the way, you can use the planner too, your planner. You can use the planner and do this. You have the calls, but this is like a planning sheet. The planning sheet. I like to use a planner. I don't have this sheet, but you can use it. It's like again, it's like a planner. You can buy a daily planner, very easy to buy there in any store, supermarket, etc. Then you just fill the forms. What you're doing now, you don't have to start at 5 o'clock in the morning and end it at 7 and do it Monday to Monday or Sunday to every day, Sunday through Sunday. But choose 5 days a week, even if it's 1 hour a day to prospect, especially. And by the way, when you organize your life in a planner like this, again, oh gee, I click again, and now I have it downloaded twice. You see, I downloaded twice. Yes. You organize better, not only for because this is not just from the business. It's you have to go to work, you have an appointment, could be doctor appointment, or any kind of appointment at school, etc. Everything can be here. This is really cool. It's a great organizational tool. And again, if you have a planner, if you like a nice book, etc., just get a planner. There are nice planners that you can find in office places or even in Walmart and Amazon, etc. Or you just go to companies specialized in planners. Some of them have really cool, nice planners, but you just need some place where you are keeping track of what you're doing every week. Organize your week. This is very important. And again, if you don't want to buy a planner, you just print this out and keep it in a folder. Very simple. Okay. This is, let me show you this. Oh, this one is download too. I forgot it because they are in a doc form. Let me see if I put it in a thing. Okay, here is when after then you contact the person. This is very important. For example, Peter, when do you meet, etc., etc. And then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? This is the follow-up. How many times do you have connected with the person? Does it mean that you do just 5 follow-ups? No, you do as many as needed. Some of you know my story in the company that I was before, where I have a team of close to 1 million people. The person that sponsored me called me and connected with me for 42 weeks in a row. The same day, by the way, he was calling me. I don't remember. I think it was like Monday, maybe, or Tuesday. He was calling me the same day, every day for 42 weeks until one day I signed up. And that eventually, in the long term, add to his organization close to 1 million people and close to and around $100 million in sales every year. If I had not signed up, he wouldn't have that leg. And by the way, I don't know how much money now, but I remember around 2012, he mentioned on the stage that just because he did follow up with me, just my part had made him like a $5 or $6 million or something like that. Follow up is important. People are not going to come in the business in the first call. I mean, some people do, the majority are not. Keep that in mind. Very important. Now, some people say, well, keeping tracking seems like a lot of work. It's not really. On the contrary, my dear, my dear Watson, as Sherlock Holmes would say, this is we have to know what's going on with the business, and this is with any business. Now, this is a much simpler business than any other business, way simpler. But make sure you keep track of everything. Now we have one part, by the way, business training. When you click here, it's going to go back to this part too, because we have it in 3 parts. Now the professional program. What is the professional program? I don't talk as much about the professional program because I really don't work or sponsor many health professionals, but we have team members that they do because they work in the pharmaceutical industry, etc., and they know a lot of health professionals. The easiest way to connect health professionals is when you know them or they are referred by somebody. I personally don't chase health professionals unless we know them because they are no good builders. I hate to say that. They don't, with the exception, most of them don't move a lot of volume either because they usually have other products in their office. But it's nice to have it for credibility purposes. Or you sometimes once in a while you hit a home run. You have an amazing person, health professional, but most of them, I'm looking for people that want to build the business, take the business to the next time, doesn't to the next level. Doesn't matter if it's a health professional or a mom with kids at home. It doesn't matter to me. As a matter of fact, I have. If I had all the people in all the company I earn over $1 million in my teams, I'm talking about, I don't think I have any health professional. And we are talking about almost 100 people in my different teams. And the company was before over 40 people when I had everybody anyway. I have earned, or they are earning $1 million that were part of my team. I really don't know. I don't think we have anybody that was a health professional, but we have a lot of moms, we have professionals, we have bankers, we have real estate people, we have we have teachers, we have coaches, a lot of people in there, nurses, business people, small business owners, a lot of them, the mechanics, retired people that were in the 70s starting business. I mean, that's where 100% of, I'm talking in my organizations. Now, in other organizations, in the company I worked before, at one point, I think told there were like 300 people told that earn over $1 million, maybe something like that. I don't remember. And I think there were only 3 health professionals, and all the 300, that's about 1%. And one of them was totally 100% business oriented. He was talking about business every time that was going to the stage. He was not talking about products. That was interesting. He was a chiropractor, a very successful chiropractor. I would love to have here in this company, but still he's getting big checks in the other company. But anyway, let me get out of here. Okay, any questions? Any comments? I know, by the way, when I say that the health professional thing, some people say, no, I ain't gonna go visit in doctor offices. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of rejection because they are visited by every pharmaceutical rep in the world, probably every person that nutrition, everybody, and then you have to have a relationship with them. And again, usually, unless you have a good relationship with them, it's going to take time working with them because they say, "Oh, can you train my staff? Can you do this? Can you do that?" Well, that they are doing that. I'm signing up a person that wants to. I'm a mom that is going to go crazy doing presentations on Zoom or in person, building a big organization. And you can see it in any network marketing company. For those of you that have been in network marketing, look at the top 100. How many of them were actually health professionals? And it's not that I'm saying anything against them. It's just that most of them don't build. There are very few exceptions. But think about that. For those of you that have been in any company, it could be Mary Kay, it could be ISA, it could be Malaluca, I don't know, it could be Amway. There are not too many. And again, I'm not putting them down. It's nice if you have a friend that is a health professional, you have some contact. Of course, I get them in because that creates credibility and create some volume. Because if they decide to have all the patients and the products, and not everybody does that, that would be great. If you find somebody like Dr. Jessica Bordon, for example, or Dr. Galizia, they are perfect because they are connecting with all their patients. Any questions or comments?